obviously, like, you guys kind of ran away with the game by the second quarter, but there was still some times where the offense might have looked a little clunky in times.
You think?
Or step up, maybe. Yeah. Against
Agreed.
a team that wasn't so, still a work in progress and learning their system and stuff. I guess how much do you just tighten that up, especially with Indiana coming?
Yeah, is that to me?
Yeah.
To all of them?
I'm looking at
Yeah, no, I wasn't happy at halftime. I wasn't happy
Yeah.
at all. I just thought we were clunky, and regardless of the score, it's we didn't have the pace and the urgency and the spacing that we which we need as we move forward and place, obviously heading into Indiana as well too. So a lot of areas we can get better at. Obviously, I'm going to have joy because we won a game, but we're nowhere near where we need to be on the offensive end. And defensively, overall, I thought we were solid, but we still had breakdowns there too. You'll talk about the rebounding, I'm sure, and the fouling of shooters. Okay. I asked the question.
Agreed.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Tash, how important is it in the games when you do have these big leads and it's easier to kind of step back? How important is it to stay aggressive, particularly on offense?
I think it's extremely important to stay locked in. One thing that I love that Coach Sandy sets a precedent before every game is it's about us. Obviously, we're going to prepare for the team that we're playing against. Tonight it was the Sky, but even though we're playing against the Sky, it's still about us as the Liberty. So we want to be better in all of these areas, and especially when game is getting tight, we know we need to lock in a little bit more, be more intentional on both sides of the ball, but especially, I would say, argue to be more locked in defensively so then our offense can come from our defense. We're really good in transition, so just getting back to who we were was a big part of the second half, especially after she called that timeout of all right, they just threw the first punch at us again, we got to get our shit together.
Awesome. We'll go Lucas.
Just for KV, we saw a little mini reunion at half court with salute after the game. Just that moment seemed like a lot of joy, and I was wondering how that felt.
Sluti is a big part of this team, obviously, but now she's here in Chicago. But no matter what, she's always going to be family to us, and she's done a lot for the program, like I said. But yeah, we're always going to enjoy her no matter what. So yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
What up, Tosh?
What's up?
I was just wondering how, things you really focused on from the first game, things you watched in film this week on either side of the ball, and then how you feel like you maybe applied them today as you, continue to grow.
Yeah, I think I could be a lot better. Defensively, I feel like I was kind of all over the place today, and that's on me to be locked in from the jump, so I can be better for us there. And offensively, I think once we got back to playing in pace, I think the second quarter started, I got subbed out, and that group that came in did a really good job of getting us back to playing with pace and pushing the ball and getting stops, and when we were able to do that, that just kind of unlocked me, which is, again, playing with pace, getting some stops on defense, and then allowing the people around me to be successful and great. So I'm just going to continue to be better every single day. I think that's a part of the group.
Two quick questions, but for KB first, that three at the end of the fourth quarter, that was the 19th one. Did you know that was a record?
I really didn't. I got the ball and I just shot it because I was wide open. So, that's what I was. That's my role on the team, just to shoot when I'm open and just make big plays. So.
Especially having the type of shooting night you guys had tonight after kind of a shaky 3-point shooting night in the season opener. Just what does this do to boost? Shooters are going to shoot, but it's always nice to see the ball.
It builds momentum to the next game. We got a tough matchup coming up, and we just have to stay prepared, offensively, defensively. We gotta be better defensively, but I feel like we're ready for that. So
We'll go over to Zoom, starting with Christina.
Hey guys, congrats on the win.
thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Sandy, my question is for you. What did you see from the second unit tonight that you liked?
I liked just a little bit more urgency. I thought we played really slow and methodical in that first quarter and a half until we went to the bench, and they just brought energy. Sometimes that's all you need. Just change something up, and we got more aggressive defensively. We're running and we're moving the ball quickly. Just got back to our identity.
This is for Sandy. You've been talking about throughout training camp that KB is going to have a bigger role this season, and that you've seen her kind of develop. I guess what was it that you saw in training camp with KB that made you just feel comfortable trusting her in this bigger role?
Yeah, I mean, in the off season when we were, I wanted her back, it was pretty quick. So I was happy that she wanted to come back here, because that's what I told her. It's like, you're going to be second years, you're going to way more comfortable. We know what you do, and she's going to add to what we, want and how we want to play. But it started before training camp. She was in town working with Tash and Rebecca Gardner, and you could see the improvement and how much more comfortable she was. She kind of knows what we're all about, and staying confident. That's always a big thing for her. But she had a great training camp. I just think the versatility. You see, we're trying to put the ball in her hands obviously as a handler as well, and just making really good decisions. And obviously shot the lights out tonight, but yeah, really effective, and it's come from all the work that she's done leading into the training camp, and her teammates trust her. So it's fun because she played an important role for us last year, but I just knew it was going to be bigger this one.
And then this is for Natasha from Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
You found KB on a bunch of shots this evening. I'm curious if you could take me through what it's like to play with KB and what stands out about what you are seeing and how she's playing her role so far.
I love this
very young
question.
season.
Yeah, most people don't know me and KB played together for a little bit in DC too. When she came to our team, I loved her. She's a big guard that can also play post players. She is an X factor for whatever team she's on. I said this to her in practice before. She just does all the little shit. If it's a cut, if it's being there to help me defensively, if it's the talk, if it's to communicate, if it's to brighten up the room every single day when we walk in the locker room, it's KB. So I just feel like I know she was here and a part of a championship last year, but I've also been excited about this role for her to come into, because she has worked her ass off, not only this year, last year, but every year that she's been in this league. She doesn't always get the flowers that she deserves, but she comes in every single day the same way. And it's a real joy to be around. It makes your job as a point guard a lot easier. But yeah, that's my dog, and I really love her. So days that she only got 20, I bring the 80. Days that I only have 20, she bring the 80, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I just
you
love
guys
her.
are
I
awesome.
love her bad, bro. KB Scoot.
Stop it.
Yeah.
We'll try to take a few more on Zoom. Sorry for the
Sorry, I
audio
just took a
issues.
long ass answer. Sorry.
Let's try going over to
We
Miles.
want to get on the bus. Let's go.
I saw you over here. I saw her over here antsy. I said, oh shoot.
No, I love that. That was awesome.
You held this guy to just 22 points in the paint. They were one of 3 teams last year that averaged 40 points in the paint. So despite the 15 offensive rebounds you guys gave up, how were you able to just lock them down and kind of force them out of their comfort zone?
I think
And Sam, that's for you.
KYP. We've played these players before, and we know they're relentless on the boards. And I wasn't happy that we gave up some, but we didn't. Yes, we fouled a few, but not many of the shooters there, the big post players underneath the basket there. It's just knowing their tendencies and where we can help from, and having some discipline. And that's always good. I mean, near the end of the game, we probably gave up too many threes, but overall, we got really smart veteran post players.
And we'll finish with Sarah.
Big Sarah.
Sarah?
Hi, all. Congrats on the win. You guys had 25 assists on 32 field goal shots.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about the ball movement of the team, the selfishness of the team, and just the camaraderie that you're building and ball movement?
Yeah, I think that's just who we are on this team. The ball is always going to find the right player. And I think, again, a precedent that was started even when I came in my first day. It was like, we make the right plays, we play the right way, and we find the right people. So you're going to see Stewie drive, and if she has a spray out, she's going to kick it out. Not a lot of franchise players do that, but we have, I think, some of the most unselfish franchise players. And that just trickles down once you have your top players starting that way. So we share the ball here, and we like that.